So in this video we are going to be learning about custom templates in Google Tag Manager, and this is just part 1 of a 2-part video, and in the second part we'll also go about seeing how to make a custom template of our own, right? So let's start with the video. Firstly, what are custom templates? So custom templates are tools that you can create and configure templates with according to your needs. So suppose there's a single piece of code and that code performs a certain function, and you want to use that function over and over again. So instead of writing the code over and over again in a custom HTML or a custom JavaScript variable, you could create a custom template, and it would be reusable and it would be easily reusable. That's the point of it. You wouldn't have to write the code over and over again. It would just be a packet of your code which is easily reusable, right? So it can be used to create or configure tag, variable, and client templates, and they offer a way to build a user interface around the custom code which you might want to run on the site using Google Tag Manager. So basically it's providing a UI that's associated with the code that you write. So it uh, increases the efficiency of the uh, interaction way more, right? Because it's I'll just show you an example. If you were to have this code and you had to paste it over and over again, so what would you prefer, to write the code over and over again, or just to have a user interface where you could enter the text and it would do the work for you? So that's the point of custom templates. Instead of writing the code for a specific functionality over and over again, one could simply create a reusable custom template with that very functionality. Alright. Now there are more advantages. Firstly, we covered the building UI around code or script functionality, which we saw in this example, that the hello world code was just converted into a user interface and you just had to enter the text, right? Then secondly, they are pre-compiled, tested, and explicitly define the permissions and functionality before being sent. So usually for custom HTML or any other code or scripts that you write, they are compiled and tested during the runtime itself. So it's not safe to have some scripts could be unsafe if you use them like that. Like if they were to be compiled and tested during the runtime, it could be unsafe. So what this provides is, they are pre-compiled and tested, and also they explicitly define the permissions beforehand, right? What this means is it's a permission centric model. You are already defining that what this can do and what this can't do. So suppose you only want this thing to have the read permission, so it will only have the read permission. You only want them to have the write permission, so it will only have the write permission, and similarly execute. And again, you can tick or untick anything according to your needs. Then people can easily build custom templates and distribute them as products with the brand name, logo, etc. So this part actually we'll see when we go to Google Tag Manager, and inside the template editor you'll see what I mean by brand name, logo. But yeah, it also makes it very easy for people to build their own custom templates and distribute them as products. Then it uses something called as sandbox JavaScript. Even though they are written in JavaScript, they don't use any old browser JavaScript. It's a special sandbox version of JavaScript. So sandbox JavaScript is a simplified subset of the JavaScript language that just provides a safe way to execute the arbitrary JavaScript logic from Google Tag Manager's custom template. So what this basically means is that some features of JavaScript will be removed or restricted. So any code you write in the code editor will automatically be wrapped in a function that's at the top, and it provides a single argument which is called data. And as I said, to provide a safe execution environment, some features of JavaScript are restricted or removed. So since sandbox JavaScript is not executed in the standard global execution environment like the normal one, the window object and its properties are not available. Again, this falls under the fourth point, where some features of JavaScript are restricted or removed. So for where you have to, in your browser API, when you have to get the location, or when you have to get the URL, you write document.location, but for the template you'll have to write get URL component. So these are the few differences. You could check out the other ones by going to the official guide of custom templates provided by Google themselves. So yeah, this was just a quick look into what custom templates are. Let's now go and see how they work and how they look. So we'll go to Google Tag Manager, and inside that, templates. So here you can create your tag templates, and here you can create your variable templates. So let's go to new, and we have our template editor. So this info field, it is basically the name, description, and all those introductory things, right? So you could say test test template 1, and if I were to hit refresh, yeah, test template 1, or you could even enter a description. This is just a test. Then you could select an icon, right? And finally agree to community template gallery terms of services. So the info field is basically an introductory field where you enter the name, description, and icon if you want. Then the field part, this is where you actually create the UI. So you can choose the field type. It could be a text input, a drop down menu, tick box, radio button, simple table, param table, group, label, anything. So for now, let's just select text input. Let's say I want client ID, right? So here I've got the field for client ID, and you could even dig deeper down and select the display name. So display name I wanted to show as client ID, right? Yeah, you can see the display name has appeared here. Now again, you could change the text input configuration. You could suppose you can add value hint. Now value hint, as we know that if you go to a site and go to fill a form, and suppose you have to fill an email ID, they'll put a dummy email ID named google@gmail.com or something like that. So this is just that, the value hint. So I can write example 1 2 3 4 5, and if I hit refresh, you see it's the value hint, example 1 2 3 4 5. Right. Similarly, you could add more things here. You could add validation rules where you could check this value cannot be empty, this value must be string of the required length, must be an integer, right? So in this case we are working with client ID, so this value cannot be empty, of course, but I'll just delete it because I'm not actually creating it now. We'll do the creation in the next video, just showing you how it looks. And yeah, similarly you could add a help text as well. Suppose it says enter client ID here, right? And if I hit refresh, if I go here, it will show enter client ID here. So this is how you can build the user interface using the field section of the template editor. Now let's move on to code. This is the actual backbone of your template where you write the code, and that is basically what your template is. So now we only have the log to console function enabled, right? So when I go into permissions, I'll only have the logs to console permission to set or change. Suppose if I were to add another functionality, that would be auto detected, and it would be visible here, and you could set the permissions for that as well. So this is how your code and permissions work. As I said, it's a permission centric model, so all the permissions are predefined, right? Then there's test, where you could finally test your setup, right? Obviously I haven't made anything, so it's still, yeah, no tests have been defined. Firstly you'll have to define a test. So once you've defined a test, after that you can run your test, and suppose I say untitled test 1, right? Yeah, you can see test started, it is empty, there's nothing. So then you have this option menu here, where if you click you can find the import option, the export option. Then there's advanced settings as well. Yeah, you in advanced setting basically it enables you to see the source code, right? And you have show test page, if you take see the test page, and send feedback and help, right? Now you could create your own templates, which is what the idea of custom template is. But you could also search the gallery for already created ones, like we did for the previous videos, where I had used a variable template created by Simoava. So yeah, this was the template editor overview, and we covered what a custom template is, how it helps to build a interface around the script, and how advantageous it is if you want a reusable packet of code, I would say, or if you want a reusable functionality in a simpler form, which is the user interface of it. That's when your custom templates can be really helpful. So yeah, we'll see the actual building of a custom template in the next video. Thank you for watching.